Hey guys, Dan here. I want to talk to you a little bit about the new Cold Sork build. I'm going to talk about in Reaper of Souls. It's a lot of fun to play, pretty decent damage, and I'll kind of discuss the skills while I'm using them and show you some of the gear as well. So some of the changes in Reaper of Souls in the new patch here, big things are no lifesteal and arcane power on hit. So resource management has changed a lot. Arcane power doesn't spend like it used to. So because of that, even though I'm a Cold Sork, I'm going to use an arcane damage spell here, Shock Pulse Power Affinity, to go ahead and get some of that arcane power back. It's hitting 2. Every time it hits a monster, you're getting 2 arcane power, and since it is an area of effect spell, you'll see in the gameplay arcane power is going to come back real quick. Meteor, Comet does a lot of cold damage and also leaves some cold damage on the ground. One of the other options that you can play here would be to go ahead and play Arcane Orb, Frozen Orb, which does a lot of damage, but I found not quite as much as Comet. I'm using Blizzard Stark Winter to initially freeze, and then I'm going to go ahead and drop the Comet on, and this in combination you'll see does a lot of damage. Familiar Arcanot to get that arcane power back. Magic Weapon Conduit, same thing, arcane power, energy armor, arcane energy tap as well for that arcane power. Cold-blooded for the damage. Blur you can use in higher difficulties. Right now I'm in Torment I, so I'm actually going to go ahead and switch that up to Astral Presence. You'll see I'll be able to do a lot more damage with these two skills. And Dominance is Blizzard's way of making up there for lack of life steal. You'll see Dominance can stack, kind of give me a shield for damage mitigation. So let's go ahead and show you how it plays. And then I'm actually going to go show you a boss fight with Azmodan here after I finish off some of these guys. So you see right here, Shock Pulse actually does really good damage. And then it's not until I get to a real group that I'm going to kind of try to slow these guys down and then do my high damage spells. Which is very beneficial to see this guy's almost already dead. As long as I can kind of keep these guys taking damage, keep them frozen, kite them, I'm going to be able to do a lot of damage here, and I can still, for the most part, face tank because we're still in Torment 1. This build is still really viable in later difficulties. Unfortunately, the only thing is kind of have to kite a little bit more. So I said we were going to talk about gear as well. So some of that gear changes that I was talking about are plus cold skill damage on gear like this. So that's something important to take into consideration when you're putting together a build, what kind of plus damage you have. Alright, so I said I was going to show you one of the variations of the Cold Sork with Frozen Orb. And so let's kind of check that out here. Doing a lot of good damage, not quite as much as Meteor Comet Ruin. Still cold build, pretty spendy on the arcane power, even though I have a little bit of arcane power on crit.
Didn't see that coming, did you? Won't go down easily.
Hey guys, I want to talk to you about a little variation on the Cold Sork that I'm playing right here. And that variation is, I'm going to show you guys, actually using Frost Nova with Bone Chill Ruin to take some additional damage. And that's how it's going to play. I'm going to cast the Bone Chill, Frost Nova with Blizzard, and Meteor Comet Ruin. So I'm kind of just stacking a lot of cold damage. So this ruin is going to give plus 33% damage to anything that's frozen. My apologies. This ruin, Bone Chill, is going to give 33% damage to any enemies that are frozen by Frost Nova. Cold-blooded 10% more damage to anything that's chilled, so that's going to come from Blizzard or Meteor. And now all these are kind of stacked, so we can't stack multiple Blizzards on the same guy. However, what we can do is we can freeze them with Frost Nova, cast Blizzard, while they're taking that damage over time, over 6 seconds. We're going to cast a couple Meteors and really stack that damage on them heavy. And you'll see everything pretty much just melts at this point in the game.
Your misbegotten kind's creation's greatest sin.
And that's how it's played. It doesn't really matter how many guys there are, because you're doing great AoE damage. And if you're ever at hurting for mana, you know, cast a couple shock pulses with arcane power, and you're gonna pick all that arcane power right back up. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoy the build. Showed you a couple different variations, enough to definitely go out there and have some fun.
My servants will feast on your pride as they devour your flesh. Enough. Dark-powered. Arrogant Nephilim, my servants will feast on your pride as they devour your flesh. Insignificant wealth. Enough. Dark-powered. Arrogant Nephilim, my servants will feast on your pride as they devour you. Enough! The dark power. Arrogant Nephilim, my servants will feast on your pride as they devour your flesh.